Alright, here we go. Here's what stoichiometry kind of comes to. It's penultimate here. This is called a mass-to-mass conversion. Most important part of stoichiometry is a balanced chemical equation. We want to make sure we want to see that this is balanced. So one iron, one sulfate, two potassiums, one carbonate. So this is balanced. It's a 1-to-1 to 1-to-1 ratio, which makes our math a little bit easier. But let's go ahead and get started. It says mass in grams of iron to carbonate. This is iron to carbonate. So this is the thing that they want. And it says can be produced by this right here, which is iron to sulfate, which is this. So this is the thing that we have. We need to convert the unit that we have into the unit that we want. And again, this is all about relationships in this chapters. So we have iron sulfate, and we got to get rid of it. Grams, iron sulfate. So what should we go up here? Well, this ratio is a molar ratio, a 1-to-1 molar ratio. So the best bet for us is to turn this into moles. And now we can see that this is grams per mole or moles per gram, which is the molar mass. So we need the molar mass of iron sulfate. Iron 2 sulfate. Iron is 55.8 plus 32.1 for the sulfur, and then plus 16 times 4 for the oxygen, 151.9. So this will convert us into grams into moles of iron sulfate. Now we need to get rid of the moles of iron sulfate and get into the moles of the iron 2 carbonate. And for this we use our balanced chemical equation, the 1-to-1 ratio. 1 mole of this to 1 mole of that. Then we get rid of this by going for every 1 mole iron carbonate. We need the grams of iron carbonate. It's just the same thing as this flipped over, so we need the molar mass. 16 times 3 for the oxygen, plus 12 for the carbon, plus 55.8 for the iron, 115.8. So this is fractions, so you can either multiply the top, multiply the bottom, then divide. I like to divide each time and multiply by each time, whichever it says, and then I ignore the ones. So this will be 22.5 divided by 151.9. Normally we would multiply this by our molar ratio. Our molar ratio is 1-to-1, so we don't have to do that unless you want to. Here, times 1 divided by 1. Congratulations. So anyway, here we go. Let's start off back here. There you go. Alright, so there's our number of moles. Because it's 1-to-1, that's the same number of moles of iron carbonate. The iron carbonate weighs 115, so we're going to multiply this by 115.8 to give us 17.2. We'll round it to that. 17.2 grams of iron carbonate. So what this means is that in this chemical reaction, we started off with 22.5 grams of this. We theoretically should get this much. This is one of our products. Bye.